Hello everyone and welcome to a new video of my production breakdowns. My name is Valentin, I am a music producer and mix engineer, and today we're going to be talking about this track called Sleeper by the artist Valaina. So for this track I did all the production and the mixing and mastering. Valaina first sent me a demo and then I took it from there, did all the production. So this is how it started at the beginning. This is the artist demo. And this is the final version. Valaina here, she's really good with strings, so she sent me quite a few strings and pads and drones, follies and everything. So most of that I kept, to be honest. She's really good at orchestration, so there's no need to change anything. And I added just a few regarding strings. So what was really interesting about this track, and I think it's worth mentioning before we get started with it, is that the reference tracks for the production were pop rock, like a ballad, pop rock ballad, and she also wanted some Emery type of instrumentation. For some of you who don't know Emery, it's a really heavy band. So I wasn't quite sure how to do it, I'm not gonna lie. So I made the track in a way that it grows, and eventually we get to the bridge, almost at the end of the song, where we can incorporate some of those elements, heavy guitars and heavier drums. So this is how everything started here. This is her own instrumentation. So the first thing added in order to give it that Paris kind of vibe, that modern synth sound, was this bass here. And of course I decided to add some effects, some ambient effects like this one. We put everything together and this is what we get. So we keep it the same vibes, but we add in some even more ambient stuff and definitely some modern kind of sounds. Well, the verse, this is the verse actually. Intro and verse are quite good. It's a really short intro, so it goes straight into the verse when the bass comes in. And it stays the same throughout the first verse until we reach the chorus. Now here is when we start to introduce quite a few new elements, especially compared to the initial demo by the artist. First thing we need to introduce is some kind of organic drums, and especially if we want to make it a little bit more into the Emery kind of sound later on the game. So obviously some normal bass. We keep all of the strings she made, but we add some new ones just to give it some kind of fullness to the track. Especially on the top end, because she has a lot of cellos and pads kind of doing already the mids and the lows. So initially the guitar, it's just the one doing an arpeggio right in the middle. But as you can hear, I sent to the boss with some big reverbs going from side to side in order to create some kind of width, some stereo. You know, we have the strings and we have the guitar right in the middle, but we also send it to the sides. That together with this violin that she made, which is quite good actually, gives it a little bit of rhythm. This is how it sounds. You put everything together, and this is what it sounds like. But right after the chorus, I decided to add just a tiny little break, and this is how it sounds. So it's mostly just the drums, this little pad here that I added from the beginning, piano, and the drums, and that's it. So as usual, the second verse, I always feel it has to have some kind of variation, right? So in this case, we kept the drums going. Now, unlike the first verse, the second verse is divided in two, and both of them have slightly different things. So this is how it sounds in the beginning. So we have the drums, we have the pianos, we have the cellos, we have the bass, and the way we add some tension, we add this lead guitar. It's like a really simple lead guitar, and we change the drum beat ever so slightly. So by adding those pseudo ghost notes, let's say they're not so ghost, but let's call it that way, along with the guitar, we start to create some tension to the track. And we fall pretty much right into the second chorus, which is gonna still be the same. It's gonna be the same as the first one until we reach the bridge. Now, this is where it gets a bit more interesting. I'm a huge fan of dynamics within the song, right? Not only from the songwriting point of view, like making a chorus really hyped and then going down for the verses, or having breaks between them, but also I like the dynamics from a mixing and production point of view, like this one. That dynamics I talk about is also within the stereo field. So as you can remember, I had this guitar here going right in the middle. So for the bridges, I decided to double track guitars. That way the stereo field opens up. Check this out. So as you can see and hear, the instrumentation remained pretty much the same. We still have the piano, we still have the cellos, we still have the strings, drums is the same, the basses, everything's pretty much the same. But as we open the stereo field with these two guitars instead of one in the middle, all of a sudden the bass has more room, so it's more prominent, it's more aggressive, even though it's the same sound, same bass. And this is quite an intense bridge. So I decided to drop into the chorus again, but having a stripped back chorus. So no drums, no guitars, no bass, just the violins, just the cellos, and just the double bass, and the vocals, of course. So check this out. That way we pretty much have some sort of variation in every single section. So yeah, as usual, I didn't show the whole thing with the vocals because I want you to focus on the instruments. That's what I wanted to show you the most. I did quite a few bits of vocal production, but I'm gonna leave that for another video. Also, so you can go and check it out on Spotify. That I'm gonna leave the link in the comments so you can enjoy it. Alright, I really hope you enjoyed this video, find it useful, and as usual, if you have any questions, just leave a message in the comments. I'll get back to you.